The YouTuber Dream has been accused of cheating in one of his streams and possibly more. I don't know, I'm not paid enough. Actually, I'm not paid at all. But I mean, he has a few subscribers, meaning he's viable for clout. I mean, if you're like me and cannot do mathematics for the life of you, 9. And you've probably clicked on this video, which is definitely not an excuse to try and win a math competition for a £10 Amazon gift card. So today, I will be explaining the math of Dream's probabilities so that people without PhDs can understand them. Yes, I'm not qualified, and yes, I haven't slept in 29 hours. Let us first start with GeoSquare's video. He beautifully displayed, well thought out, what the hell, he made a mistake. So essentially, GeoSquare states that Dream's Piglin bartering and Blaze Rod drops are incredibly lucky. The probability of getting Ender Pearls from Piglin bartering is 42 out of 262, which apparently is expected 12 out of 462. In order to better understand Dream's odds, you must first learn about binomial distribution. Sun Tzu, Art of War. Binomial distribution is a frequency distribution of the possible number of successful outcomes. I would explain that, but I don't know what it means. I have been informed that I must actually tell you what it means. It literally just means how many successful outcomes there are in a certain amount of tests. What they're trying to say is that Dream's odds are incredibly rare, rarer than any other speedrunner ever. However, a newer video released by Carl Jobs shows that the combined luck of Dream's Ender Pearl trades, 1 in 117 billion, and Blaze Rod trades, 1 in 113 billion, became 1 in 26 trillion, putting Dream in a great position of innocence. However, this video is unbiased and I will be leaning towards the idea that Dream did not cheat. This all gets even better when we add Dream's response into play. Dream's odds are disputed by his magical Harvard professor with a PhD who managed to convince to help with his Minecraft speedrunning scandal with his slick moves and silver tongue. Apparently the mod team made such a big mistake that Dream's chances were moved 1 in 7.5 trillion to 1 in 10 million. Confusing, right? It gets even more mind-boggling when Dream's well-known physicist and named astrophysicist math turns out to be incorrect, proved by an actually verified particle physicist. How many physicists are there? What the fuck? So essentially, Dream's luck is so slim that it's practically impossible to recreate. But as Dream says, incredibly low probability things happen all the time. Because otherwise, why would they be low probability? Do I think he cheated? I don't really care. If he did, I respect the content grind, kind of. It's a bit kind of. If he didn't, then that would be the greatest April Fool's ever. If we flipped a coin, the probability of getting a tails would be P, making the probability of getting a head 1 minus P. If we flipped a coin 5 times, what's the probability of getting 4 heads and 1 tail? In order to help us, we run simulations, which is deducing every single possible outcome and every single combination of 4 heads and 1 tail. However, first we need to find the probability formula. If we want 4 heads and 1 tail, the formula would be p to the power of 4 times 1 minus p to the power of 1. Once we have this formula, we times it by however many simulations took place. In our case, only 5 simulations need to take place, making our probability of getting 1 tail 5p to the power of 4 times 1 minus p to the power of 1. The number 5 represents how many simulations took place, which is essentially how many flips took place, with us looking for 1 tails. This can also be represented as n choose k, with n being however many flips took place and k being what we're looking for, which is tails. When we take this into consideration, our formula then becomes n choose k times p to the power of k times 1 minus p to the power of n minus k. This part of the equation represents the probability of getting a simulation with k amounts of tails, and this part of the equation represents how many simulations took place. This is essentially the basics of binomial distribution. Once we've worked this out, we need to apply this to Dream's case. The probability of getting an Ender Pearl from a Piglin barter is 20 over 423, which is approximately 5%. Dream, however, got 42 over 262, which is approximately 16%. Now, by just looking at these numbers, we can tell that Dream's luck is almost 3 times the expected probability. The p-value we have to calculate is the probability of being at least as lucky as Dream. In order to do this, we need to run the same simulations I mentioned earlier. We must first calculate the probability of getting 42 pearls from 262 piglins bartered. Once we've done this, we increment it ever so slightly until we eventually get to 262 out of 262 piglins traded with. We then times them all together and get a ridiculously small number. We then want to do this with Dream's blaze rod drops. The probability of getting a blaze rod from killing a blaze is 1/2 or 50%. However, Dream's is 211 over 305, which is approximately 69%. We then want to add all the simulations together, from 211 over 305 to 305 out of 305. This again gives us an incredibly low probability. These two events are completely independent, which essentially means if you have lucky pearl trades from piglins, then you would not have lucky blaze drops. Now, to find the combined probability of the two, we just times them together. It's pretty simple. Once we've done this, the number we get is smaller than my sub count will be in 1 year. Like I mentioned earlier, the chances of this happening is 1 in 20 sextillion. The data gotten from this was gotten from Dream's 6 luckiest streams, which means all the data we have here is biased. However, if you want to understand the math behind it, then this is pretty good. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this incredibly boring math explanation. Bye.